ஆல் இண்டியா ரேடியோ செய்திக்கதம்பம். சென்னை துறைமுக பொறுப்புக் கழகம் சார்பில் ஊழல் கண்காணிப்பு விழிப்புணர்வு வார தொடக்க நிகழ்ச்சி சென்னையில் நடைபெற்றது. இந்நிகழ்ச்சியில் கலந்து கொண்டு தலைமை உரையாற்றினார் மத்திய தொழிலக பாதுகாப்பு படை ஐஜி திருமதி அஞ்சனா சின்ஹா. அவர் பேசும்போது,
At this moment, I am getting reminded of Rabindranath Tagore. I am sure all of you are aware of Rabindranath Tagore and his famous many things which he has written is book which was awarded the Nobel Prize, the Gitanjali. And he says, and I quote, "Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, into that freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Into that heavens of freedom, my Father, let my country awake." We need to be fearless and we need to be truthful. And integrity, commitment, ownership to your organization, to the professions that we do, all emanate from being fearless. If we are fearful, then we will be hesitant, we will be deterred from doing the right thing. So the poetry has a lot of meaning and it has a lot of relevance for this Vigilance Awareness Week. We as members of whichever organization we belong to, we must be first of all committed to our work and be fearlessly committed to our work. If we are constantly under the fear, and this is my experience in my over 3 decades of profession, that most of us are a little diffident in doing the right thing because we are fearing. We are apprehensive of the consequences of doing the right thing and perhaps a bold thing. But I don't think we should be deterred because, yes, many times while we do the right thing, we have to face certain downside for being the only one to do that, to be different from the others. But if we are doing it with the right motivation, we are doing it with the right mensria, intention, then I suppose we don't have to be fearful. If you have decided on a certain price of a certain thing in good faith, keeping the data sets and the contemporary context in mind, and if for some reason in hindsight that decision may be questioned, one does not have to be fearful. When we are working in the government, many things will be questioned, especially from the profession that I come from. Many things have been questioned, but that should not and has not deterred me, should not deter anybody from doing what is in the best public interest. I think that is the key today and probably the rest of the 6 days. The idea is to introspect. All of us need to step back in our own positions of assignments, jobs, whatever we do, and think that are we doing everything which is expected of me and my job in my organization? Or are we just coming and spending the stipulated hours in office and going back? You know, it's not just to do the thing right, but it is important to do the right thing. And for doing the right thing, sometimes we'll have to step out of our inertia. We'll have to step out of what is the status quo. And then that initiative, that stepping out of the status quo will require a lot of courage, will require a lot of conviction. But that is what is expected of us. Today, what I am, because of what the profession has given me. And I have to be indebted and loyal to that profession which is giving me my daily bread and butter, which is taking care of my family. And to be insincere to my profession, to be insincere to what brings me to this crossroad of life and my professional journey, if I am not sincere, I think I am failing myself to begin with, and then failing my country at a macro level. So this is what I need to sort of only reiterate, because most of it has been said so pertinently and so aptly by the speakers before me, that this week is just not a week to probably congregate, listen to speakers from the podium and go away. But this is a week for talking to oneself and reminding oneself that we are all in this organization wherever we are working, and we are all given whatever jobs we have been given to perform it to the best of one's ability and understanding of that job. No job or no profession is meager or very big. Every job together collectively finally sees the outcome of what is called the national product. And we are all, that little drops in the ocean, me in my profession, all of you in your profession, who finally make the national ocean of productivity, of strength, of power. So I think we all need to really take this week as a week of resolution, telling ourselves and probably reinventing ourselves as members of whichever organization we work, that we will probably put in a little more proactive initiative in our work, do things more as being owners of whatever we do towards this collective good of the organization. And I think if we do this for this 6-7 days, I'm sure we'll find ourselves little rejuvenated and definitely a little reinvented as members of the Chennai Port Trust, members of Kamaraj Port Trust, and I'm sure all of you will feel better as individuals and as a collective organization in whatever you are doing and delivering by way of performance. So this is all that I have to say, and yes, me and my organization, we have also sort of taken the pledge that we will do everything to the best of our ability. We will not just work, but we will ensure that if there is anything which is not right, which is happening, we are not going to look the other way. We are not going to close our eyes, but we will take that initiative to bring this to the notice of the appropriate authority, that anything which is inimical, anything which is not profitable or not right for the organization should not be happening. I think that is also part of our individual roles in whatever capacity we are working. We may be working at a very grassroots level, but even as at a grassroots level, if I notice that something which is not appropriate, something which should not be happening and which is not in the larger benefit of the organization, we must, as responsible citizens of this country and of the organization, must bring it to the notice of the concerned, so that all the good work that you are doing should not be washed away or should not be countered by something which should not be happening. If we are doing that, I suppose we are earning our bread earnestly. And this is all that one needs to do as a public servant, because at the end of the day, we are all part of the national fabric, working in different organizations, different professions, but at some level contributing towards our country and our nation's development and growth. And I think that should be the final and the larger goal in whatever we do.
இத்துடன் இன்றைய செய்திக் கதம்பம் நிறைவு பெறுகிறது.